Welcome to the first episode of the Book of Life with your host, Mark Bell. Today I will be interviewing Pastor Matt Lin from One Hope Community Church. Nice to meet you. It's nice to have you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Uh, what was one of your main calling in life? What was your main calling in life?
Main calling, I would say, is to glorify and enjoy God forever. And to do whatever it is to, I guess, make Jesus famous.
See, when you were my age, what profession, did you want to pursue?
I wanted to be a doctor when I was younger. I was in the hospital a lot, and my brother actually is the one who is a doctor. We would just be in the hospital a lot, and I just thought that was an awesome way of showing how Jesus is a healer, and in the same way, I would be like that.
With the church, where do you see it heading in the next 5 or so years?
Hopefully into the new building. Hopefully seeing more youth and their families and the community just involved in the daily life of the church. Yeah.
Yes. Why did you become a pastor instead of a doctor?
I wasn't very focused. I wasn't as focused enough to become a doctor. And around that time, I think I had thought that I was good enough or I could work hard enough to become a doctor. And at the same time, a lot of different things happened while I was in college that really showed me that there's a lot of work that still had to go on within me, Like, no matter how much I achieved, there was still something that I was lacking. And so I think that was really, it was in my relationships with other people that I really found that I didn't really understand what it meant to be a Christian as much as I thought I did. And so that kind of led me to pursue a degree at seminary to learn more about what I was learning at that time.
For those who probably your age and going to church and learning,
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to those people?
I'd say put God first, and then when you know that He's in control of your life and He created you, He made you, then that can be a real comfort, and to know that you can pursue your interests and God's gifts and talents, and to find out what exactly God has for you. So to me, that's a real comfort. It's not all this anxiety about, what I'm going to do, what job I'm going to have, but you can kind of really continue to, with people telling you, giving you advice about what you're good at and what you're not good at, to really find your calling.
Who is your role model and why do you look up to him?
My parents are my role model. I think my parents always kind of showed me, even though they're not pastors, but they showed me how to live life, have a family in a way that I think really honors God. And it really, even right now they're retired, but they're doing missions in Germany, and they're helping start a church, and it's all these things that I'm just continually amazed by. Yeah.
Can you tell me a time when you mentored to somebody or a group of students?
I think I'm the youngest son. I'm the younger brother. So I always look in my life more for mentorship. I've looked for it more than I have actually mentored people. Mm-hmm. And I think Youth Alpha and having my own family has actually been kind of my first experiences in really, quote unquote, mentoring others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With youth, I know we have Friday things like Youth Alpha.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain what Youth Alpha is,
mm-hmm.
and how we help the community?
Yeah, Youth Alpha is on Fridays is an intentional time to build a spiritual community of youth who want to grow and know about Jesus. It's with adults who themselves are seeking to follow Jesus and want to connect youth to Jesus and to connect them also to a local church. Yeah. So what we do there, we do a lot of youth things like activities, games, a lot of things that I think are fun to be around. But we also try to interact each other, Bible studies and we do worship and sing songs and stuff.
And this is also the summer program of Acacia. Me and Lizette have been to a couple of times, and they also have a Saturday program.
Right.
So would be explain to the audience what is that all about?
Vocatio was started because a lot of Pastor Andy saw a lot of the youth that they were engaging in summer camps. Basically, once they got to high school, maybe they dropped out, or maybe they graduated high school but then didn't have anything to go to afterwards. So Vocatio is a place to realize that our schools prepare us in some way for life after school, but to really know that you're called, God's given you calling, God's given you talents, and how to cultivate that in a way that that honors Christ. I think that's something that Vocatio really hopes to do.
What is a good way to encourage somebody to do something new?
Encourage something. I think part of it is being willing to do it yourself. To be willing to try new things, be challenged yourself, and to not be embarrassed by it. I think sometimes our embarrassment keeps us from wanting to try new things. So I try to lead by example, and I think also finding youth tend to follow other youth. So when you see somebody your age that you can relate to, I think that really it makes other people feel more like, hey, I can do that too, maybe.
What was the most difficult thing that you have overcome, and how did you overcome it?
I think the biggest thing was overcoming. I had back surgery in 2001, but more than that, I think it was just a realization of no matter how well I thought of myself, or even of what other people told me about me, that I had a lot of weaknesses. I had a lot of issues, and being willing to kind of look at those issues, to not just ignore them or point to all the good things that I was good at, to be able to kind of address those things. I think that was the hardest thing. It still is. It's still the hardest thing to realize that you can hurt people and that you aren't perfect, and how to ask for forgiveness, and how to ask God to change you, change me.
Yes. If people are watching this video and are interested of coming to One Hope, how could they reach you?
We have a fancy website called onehopephilly.org, O-R-G, and you can look on there, or you can talk to our youth, talk to people who go to our church. I think they're the best ones to tell about what we're about and what we do.
It's I know I have been coming to One Hope for the last 6 or 7 months or so, and I think you and Jeremy try to explain things more easier so we could understand, and I also think you guys are really good pastors too.
Oh, thank you.
That will be it today. Thank you for taking the time out to be in part of this interview.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
And that will be it for the Book of Life. See you in the next video.